Welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from Westlake Village, California. It is Wednesday. It is hump day. The week is getting ahead of us here really fast. Bringing us back on to the 4-hour time frame where we left it off yesterday. And simply put, we had this green line here, this green line here saying, hey, a break to the downside very likely gets us to move back to the bottom side of the range, somewhere around 26.3, and a break to the upside, well, top side of the range coming in at 29.7. And we got the break to the downside. So let's see if we can get a little follow through. Volatility is still increasing. This will flip back up above 27,371, which I guess that is coming in right here. I would say this is kind of the pivot right here at 27.6, where I'd be more or less, looking for some upside continuation, and for this to be pretty funny how we have this pennant we've had drawn out all month, head and shoulders formation, and we said, this is the breakout level on the daily time frame. If we can get back above, call it 29,500, we'd be willing to get bullish and willing to perhaps front run the signal somewhere around here at 28.5. So if Bitcoin can put in a massive higher low somewhere in this region, that would look good for bulls. But currently, looks like we're going to play out another drive of hidden bearish divergence where the price is making a lower high, but the RSI is making a higher high. So one drive is not necessarily enough to send me to the moon here, one drive. And we're coming from the mid level. So back to the bottom side of the range is not unsuspected at the moment. But I guess where do things flip around here? Any kind of a closure below 26,986, and momentum will cross back to the downside on the daily. The 2-day will cross down tomorrow below 26,749, and the 3-day did cross up, but will cross back down below 26,718. And as you've noticed, the 3-day is now doing the same thing that the 2-day has been doing, and the 4-day. I wonder if this is just some prolonged sideways consolidation, because we're not getting expansion reads off of any of the indicators. Although the 5-day and the weekly did put in a nice little higher low. So this could be just a little bit of a backfill and then continuations higher. However, if we look at the daily bearish divergence, going to be confirmed today by closing anywhere here or lower. How many drives do we have? Well, not enough. Not enough. And even coming back from this pivot, that is still a lower high. So just trying to see if I got any clues ahead of myself here. And I did like this tweet, actually. I just saw this. Titan of Crypto here said, progressing in a descending channel for almost 2.5 years, Bitcoin is now sandwiched between the upper line of the channel and the 200 weekly simple moving averages. One of these two will have to give. And what he's talking about is we've been for this bear market in this descending channel for some time. And the 200 simple moving average is coming in right under current price action. Let's see if I can show you that. And the 200 simple to the upside and the downside is typically a basing area or a support area or a basing area. If you're bullish, you want it to be a support. Let's see if I have that 200 simple on this old chart here. And yes, I do. Also have a bunch of other lines on here. But here is the 200 simple on the weekly. Just for Pete's sake, I guess. We'll leave on the 200 simple white moving average and then take a look at this massive falling wedge. How did he have that drawn out? It must have been on log scale. No, must not have been on log scale. But I believe he has it drawn out somewhere like this. Something like that. Let's see. Titan of Crypto, is he looking at it on the daily or the 5-day chart? I think the 5 days probably a little bit easier to get here. And yeah, I don't know if I agree with this this falling channel narrative necessarily. As you only have 2 points of confluence, where's he getting his third point of confluence on the other side here? Using this as the mid-range. Yeah, I do see it. I do see it, and maybe we should use another tool for this little part of the analysis here. So the channel tool. Yeah, it still does not cook my books perfectly. Something like that. I guess that works. That's on the 5 day. There it is on the weekly channel. So that does work for a bit of a falling channel. Needless to say, breakout or breakdown is imminent, and you do see volatility on the weekly time frame is now compressed again. And these weekly volatility expansions, well, they can get you a 40% move in either direction. Let's follow up on traditional markets here. And what did we say? Well, if there's going to be a bull trap, that's where it's going to be at. The 618 looks like bull trap is, well, perhaps starting it off here. The daily does look a bit droopy here. Let me put on my regular chart. And it does look like the daily NASDAQ is going to come down, down to this level, 1400. Wouldn't mind a test all the way down to 1330. And you could still remain bullish on this one as long as we're closing above 12,809. NASDAQ certainly an outlier here with some girthy green candles to the upside. And S&P does look like it wants to print another drive up bearish divergence coming back from this pivot, which probably looking minimum 41.26 on that one. Checking up on Dixie, and it looks like Dixie is taking not the toppy route, but likely a route to the upside. We've already crossed the 618 here, and giving us that second target of 104.80. I'm willing to bet the economic data that came out today was a bit on the bullish side, but let's take a look real quick. It is the 31st, the last day of May. So see you later, May 2023. It is over. It is done. We are coming on to new months and new opportunities. June. So the JOLTS data came in. Oh, lower than expected. Bullish for the dollar and higher than expected. So job openings versus job quits. Both bullish readings for the dollar. And we got a bunch of Fed, Harker, Jefferson, and the Dallas Fed Index. What else did I see? Consumer inflation expectations. Was that today? Nope, but job openings still increasing, so you can't get enough workers to work for good money. Everybody wants to sit on their couch and play COVID games. All right, circling back to Dixie. So Dixie looks bullish, and remembering from my notes from yesterday, if I can quickly get them. While I'm doing that, let's briefly look at open interest. Oh, don't fail me now, sir. Don't fail me now. So open interest 8.4 billion, taking a small leg up here, and funding rates are positive. You are paying to go long, but at an inconsequential rate. And the fear and greed index is also coming in at a 51, so in the neutral zone. So I think we've been talking about it, who's going to win in the tug of war, the dollar or the NASDAQ. And since we're going into a recession, since this market has had a parabolic rally off the AI meme, and it's probably not enough to carry the entire economy. The euphoria dies down, and minimum correction down to the 0.5. That would probably be justifiable here. Do we have bearish divergence? No, that is a higher high. But we will have it coming back from the highs and from this high, in fact. 3 drive variety. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we can confirm a top today by closing anywhere here or lower, essentially, yeah, we could get a nice little move down. And as we suspect, liquidity is going to be dried out of the market after this deal is done. So if the bulls are going to take control here and we are going to get liftoff and a rise in Bitcoin, I would suspect that it does happen within the next 2 weeks. If not, I would suspect that some of our downside targets begin to become a bit more of a reality. And again, as long as we are below the right shoulder here of this head and shoulders formation, we'll have that bearish bias. This is a bearish back test perfectly along the neckline. Essentially, if you don't break the neckline, well, you should be aiming for the head and shoulders move to play out. You also got the silver cross in your favor there. And volatility now increasing as momentum will flip back down to the downside. So this could be a bit of a failed signature if we do flip back down today. 26,985, that's the line in the sand on the daily time frame, and we're just sitting at it pretty much right now. Let's check in on gold. If gold has come down to our target. Nope, gold getting a little bit of a lift off. Or did she? She did hit the target. She did hit the target. Yesterday we came down to 1933. Nice move, gold. Silver is popping back up and putting in a good fight, even with the dollar kind of rallying in our face. Gold has managed to pick itself up. Let's check out Brent here real quick. Crude oil, the lifeline that feeds all of our energy needs. Well, if crude is going to pick back up, not getting a lot on crude. Momentum is to the downside. However, when you see this cluster around that purple 200, well, that can always result in a bit of a bounce here as oil has come off the highs of 110 just over the past few weeks. The peak of the oil market back in June of 2022. And currently, looks like we're caught in a bit of a sideways range, and more downside is probably likely, starting with a daily closure below 71, and I would target that next kind of level down at 66 bucks. Oh yeah, 1 inch. I heard 1 inch is a bunch of the founders are cashing in their coins, sir, or basically there is some kind of a some kind of thing where they're going to be able to cash in. A lot of the founding members are going to be able to cash in some of their coins, so not good for 1 inch if you are long going into that event. Cardano doing the same thing Bitcoin is doing. If we do lose this critical area at 37 cents, probably going to take another leg down. AGIX I had great hopes for, along with the Doggy and the Peppy. Pepe is coming down to our target here. Very nice call. Very nice call. How far does she go? Well, if Bitcoin takes a leg down to 25,000, you know, I would say probably, well, this target is good, and then this target is good on Mr. Pepe. Somebody bring it back to life. It can't hold itself up. I hope you guys all have a blessed and highly favored day, and we will check back in with you tomorrow on some more Bitcoin TA. Take care.